Welcome to Evilive, the live media commentary show that answers the question, why telling the truth shames the devil? Subscribe if you're new to the channel, because today we're reviewing the Great British Baking Show, Collection 10, Episode 6, Halloween Week!
The first fucking Halloween week, and I hope they keep it coming. Although it's a little weird. The one note I did have for this was, man, Brits don't understand American treats.
I don't think they really understand Halloween.
I mean, that's fair.
They-
It is a pretty American holiday. At least the way that we celebrate and know it.
Oh, 100%. It originated in Ireland and UK, but we, as we do with everything, took it and amped it to like 11.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, fuck yeah, we did.
Totally different beast. And we take it much more seriously, as arguably with everything in this country than anyone else does. And so whenever I do see them playing, I'm thinking, where are those like other crazy, like that Spanish girl who was like super gothic in a previous, like bring her back for Halloween week.
Right.
Like, don't
Yeah,
keep these
she should have been
weirdos,
here.
because they're just not weird enough. Arguably, not even Noel is weird enough for Halloween. Like, he seems like a vanilla toast version of gothic in America, which is weird to me. I don't know. Does he seem, is he like suitably Halloween gothic to you?
I mean, it doesn't look like he shops at Hot Topic, so he's got that on his list of good sides or good things. So I don't know.
That's fair. All right. Well, of course, with every one of these episodes, we have 3 different phases of the episode. We have our signature challenge, our technical challenge, and our showstopper. And this is all done within 1 week, I think. So we start out with our signature challenge of apple cake. I don't understand why that has anything to do with Halloween, but we went there.
Because bobbing for apples or something, I guess, which I've literally never done. But apparently it's a Halloween thing.
I always struggle with the idea. Like, first of all, you have to have your mouth wide enough for your teeth to be able to grab onto the curvature of the apple. But then there's no resistance on the other side. So then you like hit it and it just bounces off you. Like, how do you actually latch on?
My problem isn't so much the physics of it, because I got a pretty big fucking mouth and I'm pretty sure I could do it. It's more so putting my face deep in a vat of other people's spit and whatever the fuck else is in their mouth.
That's true. That's the side of the bobbing for apples they don't mention in the commercials.
It really is. It really is. Like, I feel like somebody's had to have gotten herpes that way.
Oh, whole communities have gotten fucking herpes. Like, this isn't something that's done in just like your own house. This is like a public gathering event. Like, every Puritan had herpes 100% that did bobbing for apples. Yeah, they never tell you that about, like, the Headless Horseman was taken off because of herpes.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's the only way you can get rid of it.
Dutch communities. You can't fucking trust them, man. Everyone's bobbing for apples. All right, it's great until you have fucking infectious diseases in the run. Yeah, you got to take the heads off. All right. Any of these cakes, these apple cakes, stand out to you?
I mean, just visually. Like, I did love Abdul's bonfire cake. At least in theory. It seemed like it would have been really cool on paper, but then, you know, of course, the critiques that he got were the problems that I had with it, like the sugar being like too thick, so it didn't quite come across as fire. The logs were a little wonky, but yeah, like a lot of these just seemed kind of meh. I mean, even Maxie's, like, I'll just say that right now. Maxie, this episode surprised the shit out of me. This must have been her off week, because it just, like, usually her and Janusz are like right neck and neck, just pulling their dicks out and trying to see who's bigger the whole time. I feel like she was just like not in it this week.
No, I felt the exact same way. Like, none. I'm you know, we've mentioned it in the past. I feel like none of these people have ever watched this show before.
Right.
Because they're just not, it doesn't seem like they're bringing their A game ever. Like, I never understand. There have been seasons where you see a showstopper and you're like, wow, that is some 3D, miraculous, sculptural, amazing fucking stuff. And this season, the whole time so far, I'm just like, meh. Like, all right, you did it, I guess. You checked off the fucking thing, but I'm just not even like the creepy apple crumble cake, Sandro, who ended up winning, well, spoiler alert, the entire episode this week.
I thought it was Siberia that won.
Siberia?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Did she? Did I
I'm
make
looking that
my
up because
notes
I'm
wrong?
pretty
It's
sure.
entirely possible I got it wrong.
Keep talking. I'll look it up.
Okay. You're right. It is Siberia. I have the wrong damn.
Yeah, I was really confused about that because I was like, she fucking kicked ass this week, like
That
at
bothers me.
everything. Like even when they were doing the little bit of talking before they announced who was the star baker and who was going home, like Paul was just straight up like, yeah, there's no fucking contest. Obviously, it was Siberia.
Mhm.
Like she was fantastic.
Yeah, it was just a line issue on my part. But yeah, I mean, nothing about this, like the witch's apple. I don't remember.
Yeah, I honestly I don't remember it, and I just watched this a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember the bonfire cake. I remember Dawn's just collapsing. Like it was one of those
Dawn
things
is a
that, in
travesty.
theory, it was a fantastic idea. And even Paul was like, "These apples are fucking great. It's just everything else sucks." Because I mean, really, why would you put a big, dense fruit that's covered in caramel on top of essentially angel food cake?
Stupid.
Like you can barely put fucking strawberries on top of that shit without it just going. But yeah, whatever. And yeah, like pretty much everybody just shit the bed with making an apple cake tasting like apple cake.
Yeah,
And
which is weird.
that was disappointing. Yeah.
Do we? I don't have a note here on who won that challenge. Was there someone that stood out? She got a handshake, right?
Yeah, she got a handshake.
She got a goddamned handshake.
Well, there were
on
two
her.
handshakes. It was and it was Maxie too, wasn't it? I think she got
The
one.
classic apple and walnut. Did she?
Yeah,
I thought there was one handshake.
I'm fucking probably wrong.
I'm looking up. I was wrong the first time, so I could very well be wrong the second time as well. But it doesn't really matter. The point is we finally, after weeks, have gotten back to someone doing something good enough for an actual handshake, which, again, because it was Siberia, I was stunned because she's been eating shit the last couple of weeks. Like, it does have to, it 100% has to be what I'm comfortable with baking. What, she was the one that got it, or Siberia also?
Okay. No, yeah, Siberia definitely got it because hers was amazing. But yeah, with Maxie, it was like visually visually it looked okay, and Paul had even said like, "Oh, I knew exactly what this was when I came up," and they enjoyed it. But yeah, so they both got handshakes.
It's been so long since we've seen one. Even when
the
he
first
seems to have
fucking
enjoyed
episode.
It. Yeah.
Yeah,
and it was two then too, right?
We got two. Yeah. We haven't seen shit since, which is weird. I still feel robbed with the red velvet cake one. Like there should have been a fucking handshake with that one.
The way he was looking at her for that one, I thought it was coming. Like 100%. I thought he was going to give her a handshake. Yeah, so I was really not surprised when Sabira ended up taking it for that because she did so good in the first. She did so good in the technical. It's just, you just have to have any competition. One week you feel like you're on point. The next week you feel like you're, trying to catch up. And it's just sort of the nature of the beast.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine her winning this thing.
Siberia?
Yeah.
The thing is, like, and that's what made her win this episode was the fact that she balanced everything perfectly. Because that's always been her problem, either underdoing it or overdoing it. And yeah, she got everything like spot on this week.
So was there anything else in the signature that you wanted to talk about?
No. Yeah, I mean, I remember hers now because I remember her joking about having wonky eyeliner and stuff. But yeah,
was hers with the finger? Was there like a? I can't
remember. No. So that's with the showstopper.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. All right. So let's talk about the technical and the s'mores.
God damn it! Like
no one knows
seriously.
what a fucking s'more is.
Well, fucking Paul Hollywood doesn't even know what a fucking s'more is.
It was just like ridiculous.
Like, oh, we just don't want much chocolate, motherfucker. There's two important things about s'mores. One,
so
you need to get at least first degree, if not second degree burns from eating the fucking food. And two, there needs to be chocolate running down your fucking hands while you're eating it. Otherwise, there wasn't enough. So for them to have a marshmallow this fucking big,
it was huge.
It's just barely toasted. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And two, like little bitty bits of chocolate ganache on either side. That's not a fucking s'more.
Nope.
That, like, if somebody handed me that and was like, "Here's a s'more," I would punch them in their face.
It might be a little extreme.
No,
How
it wouldn't.
Dare you? Don't even say anything. Just punch him. He's like, you should know better.
Yeah.
No, like,
and I do got to say, I love how they refer to graham crackers as digestive crackers. Like, that's just, it makes it sound so much more appealing.
It just always reminds me how different our cultures really are between UK and America. Because that would never pass as a s'more here. Nowhere I've ever been or seen or met anyone would ever look at those that they were making and be like, yeah, that's a s'more. You'd be like, what is that, like a moon pie? Like, that's
yeah,
a
exactly. That's
thing?
An uncoated fucking moon pie.
It was just a weird, so much marshmallow.
Yeah, way
like,
too much fucking
when
marshmallow.
The point of a goddamn s'more is you're roasting the marshmallow over open flame. Like, that's the s'more. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah, the one person that got the fucking s'more correct was Abdul, goddammit. And I will stand by that. I will die on that fucking hill for that man. Because, I just got over-eager with the fire. Yeah, because that's how you do a goddamn s'more.
It's supposed to look that way. And he got last! Because this poor guy. This poor fucking guy. I don't even like him. I don't even think he should be there anymore, to be quite honest. He missed an episode, and now he's just sort of like no one, like totally unmemorable in anything he's done.
Mm-hmm.
And yet he's still sticking around. That's the problem with these episodes. Is like,
dude, it's like him and Kevin, man. Those are the ones that I'm wondering which is going home next, because it's gonna be one of them.
Mm-hmm. It has to be after Dawn. Like, it's open game. Like, it's got to be. It has to be Abdul next. It has to.
I don't know,
feel like
man.
Kevin sometimes does something interesting. It's never really successful.
But at least never successful, and that's the problem. It's just like. His whole thing is he's not in last place.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's keeping him here. And kind of with Abdul, like, I mean, he's kind of done some okay stuff. And like visually he nails shit. Again, like the bonfire cake, I loved that, like the look of it. But yeah,
that was really thick. Was that caramel?
Yeah, it was just supposed to be like,
caramel
or
thick,
something. Yeah. And yeah, it was thick as shit.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's just like, I got to taste this stuff, in order to really have a good judgment. Every single episode, I'm just like, I need to eat food now. Every single time. Like, this is the number one reason why I'm gaining weight in my life. It's not the weed. It's not the fucking prevalence to Halloween candy at this point in time in the year. It's definitely British Bacon Show.
Yeah, I mean, I would blame the Brits too. I mean, they're an easy scapegoat because they're not here to defend themselves.
Yeah, those fuckers. They don't even know what a s'more is.
Yeah, right?
Fuck out of here. Oh, it drives me nuts. And even Siberia, who got first in this challenge, not a s'more. Not one goddamn s'more among the bunch. Fuck, man. It makes me so angry. They're so strange. First of all, it's not a cookie. It's a fucking cracker. Like, it's not a s'more, it's a marshmallow moon pie. It's not fucking Halloween, it's bobbing for apples. Fuck you. Like, learn what a fucking holiday is. Where's your goddamn mask? Dawn was the only person who had any, like, Halloween flair in her little bandana thing, which is a little more Day of the Dead than it was Halloween, but still, gotta give props. She did something.
Oh, Siberia was wearing makeup. She had spiders on her and shit. Janoose dressed up as fucking Noel Fielding, so that was pretty funny. Even wore heels. I loved it.
Fucking eyeliner. He was like, fucking superior to my makeup or something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, you're just wearing eyeliner. That's it.
But he was wearing skinny jeans and heels.
So tight.
And I loved it because it was, what was the name of his costume? Not Fielding or some shit like that. It's like, God damn it, this guy's hilarious.
Yeah, I've had past episodes where I'm like, this guy is the coolest cat in the world, and this one I was just like, fuck you doing? Like, what? Honestly, like, I can't get behind you on this one. Like, it's just not good enough for me. I don't know. I want like fucking. He's from death metal country. Like, let's get some Scandinavian fucking corpse paint.
That'd be black metal, actually.
Oh fucking hell!
The death metal's more so like, Florida. Right. Just saying. I mean, if we're gonna be, crossing streams, let's cross them right.
Bogues, are you feeling me, or is he like getting a little too literal here? Thanks for tuning in live, by the way. But my point is, like, yes. Let's get some go homeschool for this. Like, fucking get some.
I was very surprised that he was not more in costume. I mean, I understand why nobody was gonna actually wear a costume, because I mean, well, fuck with Sandra, we saw we would, but we also know how to move around in costumes.
Yeah.
But like Sandra's wings falling off, like that was a perfect example as to why they didn't wear full costumes.
Yeah.
Although I was also really surprised too that Noel didn't wear a costume, like he just wore a skeleton onesie and some bink boots. That was a little shocking to me.
I really think he's like mailing this gig in at this point. Like,
he's getting up there in age. At some point you just kind of want to be more comfortable than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but it's like one episode. Like, just fucking,
True.
Hit it hard, hit the fucking note. And I expect it from him every single episode. He's like, I'm from the fucking graveyard. I'm gothic. I'm fucking dark and ooky, and I'm a vampire. And you're the most normal person like I've ever seen in my life. Like, you're not gothic. I don't understand. Like, you need to come out here. Maybe go to the 80s in LA and see some vintage goths and then tell me you're gothic, because there's no fucking way you register as gothic right now. You just have black hair. That does not make you gothic.
If that makes you gothic, I'm fucking gothic.
Yeah,
I got black hair, for Christ's sakes.
You're punk gothic. It just drives me nuts. No one seems to fucking know. Yeah, Bogue says you know your metal. All right, well, fuck me.
I mean, it's just basic regional differences.
All right.
Yeah, whatever.
All right. Fuck off with your s'mores and your death metal. All right, let's talk about our signature or showstopper challenge, because this is edible hanging Halloween piñata lantern.
Yeah, this shit fucked me up. Like, this is classic Great British Baking Show, like, tenseness. Like, watching them put these together, it was just so terrifying. And it's like, God, I should have a bag of coal right now so I could stuff it up my ass and become rich. Just, yeah,
Diamonds
it was
for days.
Yeah, definitely. And Dawn's, man, I honestly thought she was really gonna try it. It seemed like she was going to, especially when she was watching other people put theirs together, and then she just didn't even do anything with it. And it's like, the fuck were you doing the whole goddamn time?
Yeah, I mean,
that was the most frustrating thing out of this episode, was her. Like, she didn't do anything.
She just sucks. I mean, she should have been gone. You had mentioned she should have been gone last week, or maybe arguably the week before. Like, she doesn't belong here. Like, this is not her fucking bag. I couldn't get past the idea that a piñata is being associated with Halloween. Like, in my head, like, I understand they're like Halloween, skulls, Day of the Dead, Latin, piñata. Like, I can get the 7 degrees of piñata with Halloween, but I can't get behind it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't understand the concept behind it. Like, get the fuck out of here. Piñatas are not Halloween. Those are birthdays. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Piñatas are for any celebration. Okay. I've been to fucking punk rock shows where we have destroyed piñatas. Like, one of the great skinhead bands of the early 2000s, like, that was their shtick. They would throw out a fucking piñata. And that's like, the song comes on. Yeah, dude, it was old band, what was it? Nobody's Hero or some shit like that. Used to play with them back in the day. Fun as shit. But that was their thing. They would just throw a fucking piñata out at some point, and all the little dirty punk rockers would smash it up and eat candy and dance. It was fucking great.
Okay, well, that does sound pretty fun. But It is not Halloween,
but
damn
I
it.
can understand where you're coming from.
You shit on every point I've made. This goddamn episode. I just get like pinatas are not Halloween. I can't wrap my brain around the idea of it. And then these aren't pinatas. These are gingerbread houses with candy in them. Like,
I mean,
of course everyone makes fucking gingerbread. I don't know. The whole time, this whole episode, I was like, yes, fucking Halloween. And I text you, I'm like, fuck yeah, Halloween, bitches.
Oh yeah, I was excited as shit to watch it today. And then it was like, I think Adam's got a lot to say about this episode.
I just get so excited and I get so depressed. Like, I love this damn show in so many ways, but then like it starts to touch on something that's a little close to the cockles of my heart, and my cockles get upset. Like, I just can't hide it. It doesn't fucking land with me. Like, I did love the tension of constructing these showstoppers. Always, it seems like it's always there's some people struggling. They're trying to they're shaking and they're trying to put stuff together, and I just love that aspect of this whole show so much. It's just it shouldn't be this tense because it's baking, but then of course it's in this intense because it's baking.
It's fucking baking. Yeah.
It's so good. So like I don't know, like I love the popcorn one. I thought Janews had a great fucking showstopper. I loved the Witch's Lantern. I don't think it did very well, but I really enjoyed watching it. I don't remember Maxie's spooky.
Maxie's it fell apart beforehand. Like the top came down. I mean, she was on her feet over that shit. They're like, "Oh, looks like the top fell," and she's like, "Yeah, zombies got it. Didn't you see them?"
Right. Yeah.
It was a little underwhelming, especially because it fell apart. And man, she. Like when that one side slipped, you just saw all confidence leave her body, and that's when it just kind of went to shit. And yeah, it's like the funny thing is to look at Kevin's alongside Siberia's, two vastly different sides of the coin. Like one looks like something a little kid would vomit up, and then the other was like just gorgeous, and it was so disheartening when they broke it. And it barely fell apart too. That was also the funny thing about it.
God,
they both tried spiders, and his was just shit.
Arachnophobia.
Yeah, like if Dawn hadn't done as bad as she did with the first one, I think it would have been Kevin going home.
Oh shit!
Like it was just that was bad.
I don't remember her cat in a fancy hat.
That was the black one that she walked up to with it in a bowl, and she's like, "Oh, I don't know if it'll hang." So last second when she gets up there, she hangs it up, and it stayed. There were gaps, yeah, but it stayed together. Of course, problem being that it looked like shit and it tasted like shit and it was burnt.
Yeah. I mean, Siberia is the only one that knocked everything out of the park this week.
Yeah, she did fantastic. I mean, Sandra's looked cool, but at the same time, it's just fucking chocolate.
Yeah.
Like you melted a bunch of chocolate, you formed it, and then you put it together. Cool.
I do feel like Janews is going a little too far with the drippy edges of shit.
That is apparently his signature.
Yeah.
And it's definitely getting a little boring.
Yeah, he needs to step up his game. Maybe loosen the pants up a little bit. Fucking let his boys breathe. Let some inspiration hit you. Because I don't know, it's going.
Well, and the thing is, like it was either the first or the second episode. He was talking about if you do drips, it makes it look better, even if it looks like shit. And it's like I feel like he's relying on that too much, especially because he does do excellent work. He doesn't need to hide stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like he's just making excuses in his own mind for himself. Like, well, I want to do this because it's Halloween, so let's keep some drippies on the edge, or whatever the excuses for the concept. Like, move past it. Like, don't be a one-trick pony in this damn tent. You have to stretch your legs a little bit. And yes, that means that sometimes in Severia's case, there's going to be weeks where she just falls flat on her face over and over again. But then you see her come back in this fucking episode. I never thought she would last or even get close to Star Baker. But fuck, she knocked this entire week out of the park and just came out swinging. Like, I didn't even think if she got in a fight, she couldn't land a punch. But she fucking knocked everyone on their ass this week.
Oh, yeah.
Badass.
Yeah, she fucking killed it. Like, if anybody's ever deserved Star Baker, it was her.
Yeah, so fucking hats off to her. I mean, I thought that was amazing. Dawn, we expected it. We saw it coming a mile away.
Yeah, it had to happen. I mean, again, I was a little on the fence. Like, it was kind of one of those things where it's like, it's going to be her, but it could be Kevin because he really fucked up bad. And he even thought he was going home. He was convinced he was going home.
Yeah. Yeah. If Dawn wasn't in the picture, I would have felt really sweaty for him. He's like, oh my gosh, you're going, oh, could it be? Could it be? But yeah, I don't know. I'm struggling because I don't think Abdul should be there. I probably only like Kevin because he's Scottish, and that's not good enough. He's got to be a good baker. He needs to go if he can't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, for whatever reason, we make these attachments with these different people. I love Maxie, and I wanted her to do so much better. I want her to win. Like, I'm like rooting for her as the baker. Like, she's my girl, but not good enough.
Yeah, because the thing is, she's usually like steady. Like, you know what to expect, and you know she's gonna knock it out. And yeah, this week, just something got in her head, and she just shit the bed.
Yeah. So who do you think is next on the chopping block? What if at this point you could speculate this person's gonna win, who do you think it's gonna be?
Oh man, I don't know, man. I'm still like on the fence. I really firmly believe it's either gonna be Maxie or Janus.
Yeah.
I don't know which because it seems like every week it kind of flip flops between who's better. And yeah, Siberia, man, if she can keep this momentum going, she could possibly win.
Well, that's what drives me nuts about this is that, like, Sandro has a good week, Star Baker. Siberia has a good week, Star Baker, knocking down the clear front runners of Janus and Maxie. And so now I'm like really wondering, like, of course, Abdul and Kevin are the next two to go. Whenever they're going to go, they're the next two, 100%. There's no possible way that Sandro and Siberia are going to go next. But they could. Like, you just need one bad week. And that's it. Like, Maxie didn't perform. If she has a bad week next week, she's fucking gone. And she's an amazing baker. Janus, one bad week, he's gone. And then you have lesser bakers winning this fucking thing. That's what's so like infuriating about this entire experiment of a contest.
Right.
It just takes one bad week. 3 bakes go poorly. You're fucked. And that could have everything to do with temperature in the tent, you know? Like, fucking the oven's not cooking to the same level that your ovens do when you're practicing. Like, it could just be random shit. You have nothing to do with it, or just a freak accident of a fucking signature falling apart, and you're just like,
we've seen it before. Like, something about it that had nothing to do with you at all, and it fucks everything up.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's. I mean, that's what keeps it fucking interesting. Is you never know.
Oh, yeah. Is Matt Lucas like getting better or worse to you as a host?
I was honestly thinking about that earlier today. I think it's Noel Fielding, man. He's not performing like he usually does, so we're getting more screen time with him, and I still don't think he's very funny. But yeah, it's like he's getting better jokes than Noel is this season.
It's driving me nuts because I've always liked Noel. And I've never liked Matt, like in any of the movies I've ever seen him in. I think which was one, but like I just don't like him as a comedian, as an entertainer. I don't think he's funny. I don't think he's fun to look at, like anything. Noel is incredibly fun to look at, and every once in a while he's actually really funny.
Yeah.
And so like fuck, just I don't know.
This is just the Bizarro season.
Yeah.
Let's just call it now.
100%.
It's a Bizarro season.
This is the post-COVID Bizarro season. Maybe next one is going to be normal again, but this one just feels off in so many weird ways. All right. So if we weren't clear, Sabira got Star Baker, well-deserved. Dawn sent home, well-deserved.
Yeah.
And that's this episode. I'm with you. I really do think it's going to be Janus or Maxie that wins, but we just don't know. And that's what's so crazy about this. I can't remember what next week is going to be. Let me just look it up really quick, so maybe we can do a quick little speculation.
Well, and the crazy thing is, like, we're past the halfway point now. Like, we're getting close to the fucking semifinals and shit.
Yeah, Custard next week.
Custard,
so that's gonna be a nightmare.
Especially with the temperature and shit.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
All right. So anything else you wanted to cover with this episode?
I think we got it.
I love watching this show so much.
It's just so goddamn good.
Even when I get angry at it, it's so much better than anything else I'm watching.
Yeah, I agree.
Just fun. And there's nothing better to be like a little bit off your, off your rocker a little bit, just watching it. It's like the ultimate comfort food of a TV show.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good.
Definitely.
Well, I appreciate you tuning in, Bogues. Really, it's awesome that you're tuning into us and you're checking this out. I hope you're enjoying the show too, because it's not the best the British Bacon Show has put up. But
it's definitely not the best season, but it's pretty. It's it's like saying, "Oh, this pizza sucks." Well, guess what? It's still fucking pizza, and you're still gonna eat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's like when I was being blown by that fucking AIDS-infested hobo. It's still a blowjob.
At some point, you're gonna come, and a big O is a big O.
Or a depressing crying O. But either case, it's whatever. Still an O. All right. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate your time and attention. Let us know what you thought about Halloween week. Did this ring Halloween to you? Is it piñata a part of your Halloween celebrations? And why have you failed as a human?
Is a piñata a part of your Halloween celebration, or how white are you?
That's fair. All right. All right. Well, as always, remember the evil spelled backwards is live, even if there's a piñata involved. So get out there and be fucking evil.
And kick its fucking ass.
Yes.
Piñatas are
fucking piñatas. We did those for our kids' birthdays for years. And they just never cared as much as we did.
They don't deserve it.